Okay, we'll call this meeting to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance and the invocation following.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Dear God, please bless our elected officials, grant them the wisdom to know and the courage to do what is right for all citizens. Amen.
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 Roll call, please.
Allen? Here. LaFour?
Here.
Mistrovich?
Here.
Reindel?
Here.
Ricks?
Here.
Schultz?
Here.
Warren?
Here. Good to see everybody here coming out of the first part of our workshop meeting that started at 5:30. We need a motion to approve the minutes from the City Council meeting of October 2nd.
I'll make the motion.
Support.
Motion been made and supported. Any discussion on those minutes? Being not, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. We move on to audience comments on any non-agenda items. On the list first, we have our County Board of Commissioner Chairman, Don Brown, who's also our Commissioner for the City of Richmond.
Thank you, Mayor Ricks and the council. It's good to be here. Thanks for having me out and saying hello. The county is doing well. You know, we're one team, one mission here, and that's why I'm here today, to make sure that you know, that you probably already do know, but that I'm available to you, any of you, individually or collectively, and any projects that you're working on for the benefit of the city here. Grant letters of support, there was some talk earlier about grants being submitted, and we haven't had much luck on those recently, but we'll keep pitching, and we want to be writing letters of support for you and on behalf of the county on grant applications. You know, during the last appropriation cycle, I wrote some letters to our state representatives and senators asking for help with some infrastructure projects here in Richmond. Fortunately, we didn't get those, but you know, we keep on pitching and keep asking. We're going to our budget time right now at the county. Our budget this year is going to be over $1 billion again, largely due to federal money that's come in from Washington as a result of COVID and the recent programs they've had going on. But unlike a lot of other counties, go around and pass the money out to various groups and things that they think is important, we're putting our money in infrastructure so that money spent is going to be long-term and lasting for the benefit of as many people in the county as possible. We're going to spend $174 million this year on underground infrastructure across the county, maintenance that needs to be done. Just like our roads, everyone sees roads that are falling apart. Well, we got underground infrastructure in this county that's old, and we've seen some results of some of the problems several years ago when that pipe collapsed down there in Fraser, and it was a big job to get all that repaired. Well, our Public Works Commissioner, Candace Miller, has been doing a good job going through doing maintenance work and so forth like that and repairing underground infrastructure, and that money is going to be used to do the repairs. But those repairs normally are spread over the users, right? You got a sewer system or water system. Those repairs normally are falling on the packages of the users. Well, that money is going to be used to help defray a lot of the cost that would be associated with those repairs, so that would be less money that the users would have to pay for. And we're happy about that. You may have read that our county jail was built in 1956, and like many of our homes, sometimes we have additions and additions and additions on. There's a lot of, it's old, and we need more room down there to do things for housing prisoners, as well as doing some mental health work. So we're going to spend about $230 million on that jail, expanding that jail and providing room for programming. But we're going to pay cash for that. We're going to use bulk of that money to pay for that. So we have to ask the taxpayers for any additional revenue. We're going to pay cash for that. Because our finances are strong, we've got healthy fund balances. We've been very conservatively managed, as you do here in your own board and at home. We've got paying cash for the boathouse. We had a boathouse that was built in the 50s, and basically a pole barn on the lake where we stored boats, and we're upgrading that and improving that. We're paying cash for that as well. And so we've got a healthy fund balance, and we're putting it to work so that, you know, our job as government is not to collect money. Our job is to operate leanly and not save money. And so we're putting that money out so it's the benefit of everyone in the county. I mean, everyone uses that jail in some way, sending people there as well as things. So we're working on that. The county is working with the Department of Roads on many projects. We've just had repairing many bridges on the north end going on, and so those things are necessary improvements that all need to be made. And I'm a liaison for each of you if you have an individual problem, as well as all the constituents in the north. In my district, the first district is basically the northern 6 townships of the county, plus Shelby Township. I always throw Lennox in there because I got a lot of friends over there and we help too, but still have the largest area in terms of any commission district in there, but individuals' problems are my problem, so I try to run them to ground. So if they got issues with drainage or what have it be, I'm involved with it, working with the county to get the support they need. As a commissioner now with the county executive firm, our county executive Mark Hackle manages the county departments on a daily basis, including the Department of Roads and so forth. But because of the cooperative relationship I have with them, we use those services to help individuals or communities get what they're looking for. We are working hard to get more money for roads in the state. We're working with our state legislators as well, trying to get more funding available for infrastructure dollars, and we'll continue to do that. Also working to try to lift everyone's boats in the county in terms for economic development. Macomb County, as some of you may know, and we're the center of the defense industry in the Midwest for the entire country, and we're working hard to bring more resources to parlay the Selfridge Air National Guard base that we have. That employs 4,500 people. A lot of them are our Macomb County residents, as well as Tardac and TankCom down in Warren, which is the Army's supply depot for anything with wheels and tracks. Goes through those operations, and so they're running out of room. And so I was in Washington last week lobbying members of Congress as well as some businesses that were there for trying to locate more business and jobs in Macomb County to try to raise everyone's boats. More jobs, more economic activity helps keep everyone's taxes down, and less money we have to pay for it. So we've been working at trying to do things on many fronts for the benefit of the county. I'm chairman of the board. I've been chairman of the board almost 4 years now. It's coming up. Yeah, so
4 years already.
Well, it's 3.5, but it's 4 too long. Next year will be another election cycle. The state legislature saw fit to make our terms 4-year terms of office next year. So those will be running for 4-year terms, and I tend to run again, for another term. Like being chairman, I can be more involved and more engaged and help direct things at the county to help things I think are important, as well as work with my entire board to benefit everyone in the county, as well as work for everybody individually in the communities where you need things. So we've got a good relationship. Our things are really going very well at the county. I mean, the politics internally, sometimes you see some boards. I guess the most obvious example right now is Washington. They can't agree on who their leader in the House is going to be, but our Board of Commissioners, we're bipartisan. We have a 13-member board, and there are 8 members that run as Republicans, and there are 5 Democrats. But I'm proud to say in the last 2 times when they've had elections for chairman, I've been elected unanimously by everybody on the board, because, again, we're working together to get things done. And we put what makes sense, what makes physical sense, and we'll spend the money like it's our own, and we work hard to help each other individually in their districts as well as collectively as a county. And so we're things are going well. And I said I want to be here to help you and support you if you want. I will never do something. I learned long ago when I was first got elected commissioner not to stick my nose where it wasn't needed. And so if there's something you want, you let me know, and I'll be happy to come in. But I won't push my agenda on you. I'll come and ask when I'm asked. And so I've been around with government a long time, and had breakfast this morning with our Congressman John James, who's not our congressman, but Lisa McLean is our congresswoman out here, and she's my friend and neighbor out over there by Romeo. So whether you've got an issue with the state or the federal government or anywhere locally, just give me a call. I may be able to help brainstorm and help find a way to help make it a little bit better for you or for your residents. And I'd take any questions if that's appropriate. I know our board, we don't allow public debate back and forth from the podium, but maybe you'll allow it tonight.
Either do we, but in this case, I think the city manager would like to tell you something that you don't know. Something you helped us on.
Yeah,
Well, I don't know a lot. So
Something you helped us
at
on.
Chairman Brown's urging, we did a couple of years ago submit for water main funding through the federal government, through Representative McLean's office. It was a little difficult to track at the federal level of who got money, who didn't, but we just had a meeting last week or the week before with EPA, and our $980,000 that we submitted for water main was approved.
outstanding.
So,
well, that's real good news.
that
a
is
little
good
difficult
news,
in trying to find the right person at the EPA that could tell us
if it was
that.
easy, everyone would have it.
That's right, yeah.
And we
There's
are
something about that.
Yeah, so we did get that money, and we thank you for making us aware of our ability to submit that through Representative McLean's office. We believe in the running for some wastewater money through the next round. We had made it through kind of a couple hurdles through her office. She is limited on the number of projects that she can push forward, but Richmond was one of those. But the first one that we went for, the water main, eventually did get into the EPA budget.
Well, I've worked considerable time with members of Congress through Candace Miller, through her time in Congress, and then with Congressman Mitchell. And so, and some of the staff, at least in McLean's office, we hired when back in Candace Miller's day. So I've still maintained close relationships with our members of Congress because I know how important federal dollars is. I mean, we want to get more of our tax dollars back. Some people call it pork. Well, it's not pork. We're getting our money back. We spend so much of our tax dollars sent out of Washington and the state of Michigan. Advocating for that money to come back in our community where it's needed I make no apologies for that, and it's good to see it coming back, and that's why we keep pushing hard to get more of it back, because I mean, we all could use more money in our pocket right now, and so let's squeeze every dollar we can out of it. So that's great news. I'm really glad to hear that.
Well, we appreciate what you do for us. And how many years has it been, Don, that you've represented our area?
Oh, geez, probably about 30 years, probably.
Yeah.
And I was started with, I had an insurance agency for a long time, and then Governor Engler's team called me to ask to come work for them, and because I was being involved as a county commissioner, doing my main job, and then supporting my family, and then doing a commissioner job on the side, like all of you do on the side, and then I went to work for Candace Miller in the Congress, and so I worked full time for other members of the political establishment for a long time, and along that I was a commissioner. So I always had my ear to the ground here, as well as what's looking up for our interests in Washington as well, and tying the two together brings a lot of resources to bear for us, and I think there's been some benefit to doing that. And
Absolutely.
so I appreciate it. I respect every year that the support I get from everyone that votes for me in the North End. I take the job seriously. Every 2 years I say, what can I do to earn my keep? Because I mean, nothing's given, and making sure that I continue to try to earn my keep to have the confidence of the voters, and I appreciate the time and the confidence they've had in me, and I'll continue to work and be their advocate. And over time, I've been involved in a lot of little projects over time, but people know they can give me a call if they have an issue, and I'll be on it. I may not be able to get to the end of it, but we'll definitely see it through together. So.
Well, we appreciate it. Any other questions, comments?
Any other good news or bad news?
It's all good news. It's all good news.
Well, that's good. Well, so
yeah,
keep me in mind, though, so we are looking for supporting DNR trust fund grants. Macomb County is pathetically low on getting that, and I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that just low communities don't have the 20% match. But maybe we could work on a partnership or something with the county, do some creative financing. I don't know. We'll try to find a way.
Yeah.
But if we make aware of it, we can keep our eyes open, and together we can probably get it done. Well, maybe.
Yeah.
Knock on wood. Yeah. Well, very good. Thank you. I
Thank
appreciate
you.
your time, and
you.
so I'm available, and got directories I left in the back there for you, so replenish your supply, and he said call me anytime. I'm available anytime, or text me, and I'll be right back to you. All right, I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
All right.
And good
Thank
to see
you.
you.
Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you.
Mr. and Mrs. Eagley, is there anything you'd like to say, or are you just visiting tonight?
Yeah, can I say something?
Yeah, come on up to the microphone, state your name and address for the record, and
Russ and Melissa Egley, 29035 28 Mile Road, Lenox. And we just wanted to say that we've enjoyed our time of being able to be involved as chaplains in Richmond. I was thinking about it. We've been in this capacity, our family has, since like 1981. And when my dad passed away in 2007, then I took the church over, so I've been pastor since then. And the National Day of Prayer has been a big thing, and there's been a lot of prayer, can't say for every church, but there's a lot of prayer coming in from our church for you guys. And I still say you're one of the best city council. When I come to the city council meetings, your meetings go so smooth. Not all of them are like that. And but when Gus Nato came and took the building out, we had a problem with, it took almost a year to get the building repaired. We didn't know what to do. For a couple months we thought, well, we're just going to go and visit other churches, and we weren't sure. There wasn't anything else that was in our budget to be able to rent or go to that we knew of. So we went to other churches, and then we called Ernie and said, hey, how's the building look? And he goes, well, it's going to be another month or two. Well, it's been about a year since then. A lot of the people that were coming to our congregation had moved on to other places, and then it got to be where it wasn't feasible, where the church was not able to support itself, so we had to pull the plug on it. But for us, it doesn't matter, because we don't do it for church's sake. We do it because we believe it's the right thing to do. And no matter where we go, we found another church that we are going to plug into and be part of that, and so help the effort there. So for us, it's all about, getting God out into our communities. And so, not that we will never see you again, but not in the capacity that we have. But I want to say truly, thank you guys so much. John, I thank you. And Pastor Ricks, Mayor Ricks, thank you.
I've been called a lot of things, but not that.
But we appreciate the time, the support that you've given us, and when we've wanted to do things, you've been very supportive of that. So we just wanted to say thank you very much.
Yeah, and we want to thank you also. Your dad, I believe, started it.
Yes.
And you continued on, and with our National Day of Prayer, and your support to our fire and police in times of need. You're an instrumental part of what works right here in Richmond. And
Yeah.
Hate to see you move on, but we certainly will remember everything that you did and your family has done for our community.
Thank you.
It's
an emotional thing.
Yeah.
I've been having a lot of my emotions have been kind of going haywire here lately, but everything, there's a time and a season for everything, and and so the next stage for us is on its way. And so but we just want to thank you for the time that we had. We really appreciate it, and we love you guys.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Take care of yourselves.
Yeah, best of luck.
If you're okay, if I excuse myself out the back way, I can.
Absolutely, we'll let you.
My board, you might get shot going back.
Okay, adoption of agenda. Mr. City Manager, any changes?
The only changes on your table tonight, we did put a revised motion for item number 2.
Yeah, okay. City Council, any changes? If not, motion to accept the agenda as presented is in order.
I'll make the motion.
Motion been made and supported. Any discussion? Being not, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. Do we have a motion for the consent agenda?
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented. Support.
What's been made and supported, there is no discussion on the consent agenda motion. All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. We move to items for consideration. We have 6 this evening. First one being consideration of a special event request, Broadway Connection debut, 5K run. Mr. City Manager?
Council is scheduled to consider a special event request from Broadway Connection Debut for a St. Patrick's Day 5K run walk held on Saturday, March 9th, 2024, in the Trailhead Park and along the Macomb Orchard Trail. This would be I believe, the third year for this event. It's a fundraiser for the dance teams that work out of the JLP Leap of Faith Dance Studio here in town, and so they raise funds to help their dancers travel to the different competitions.
Thank you. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion to approve the special event application from Broadway Connection Debut for a St. Patrick's Day 5K run walk and allow organizers to utilize the Trailhead Park Macomb Orchard Trail from 6:30 a.m. till 12 p.m. on Saturday, March 9, 2024.
Support.
Motion been made and supported. Any discussion on this item? Something that's been done the last few years successfully. All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. Item number 2, consideration of special event request, mobile food vendor, the Shabby Pig Boutique anniversary event. Mr. City Manager?
For the second year, the Shabby Pig is doing an anniversary event. This year it's on Saturday, November 4th from 9 to 4 p.m. Last year they had come and asked for a food vendor, Hobo Coffee Company, to set up outside the Shabby Pig in the first space there by their entryway in the municipal parking lot. It was approved last year by council, and they're asking for the same consideration this year.
Thank you. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the special event request for mobile food vendor from the Shabby Pig Boutique to have a mobile food vendor, Hobo Coffee Company, for their second anniversary event on Saturday, November 5th, 2023, from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. and allow them to use one space in municipal parking lot for the coffee trailer.
Dennis, that's supposed to be the 4th of November.
Was it 4th?
Yes.
Oh, sorry. The 4th of November.
Is there support?
Support.
Support's been made. Any discussion on this item?
Gee, I didn't pull that one out.
Congratulate them on their second anniversary. All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. Item number 3, consideration of special event request, Goodfellows Papers, Richmond Lions Club. Mr. City Manager?
Council is scheduled to consider a request received from the Richmond Lions Club to conduct their annual Goodfellow paper sale on Friday, December 1st and Saturday, December 2nd. The Lions Club is requesting permission from council to conduct the sale on the intersections of Main and Division and County Line and Sinclair Highway. It was noted that they normally start at 8, or I'm sorry, they start at 7:30 on Friday, but with recent issues we've been having with traffic in town, I think council would be more comfortable if we add with Friday to begin at 8 a.m. To the motion and have both days start at 8 versus the Friday start at 7:30 as they've requested. So other than that, it's the same as they've done previous years.
Thank you. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion to approve the request received from the Richmond Lions Club to conduct their annual Goodfellow paper sale at the intersections of Main and Division and County Line and Sinclair Highway on Friday, December 1st and Saturday, December 2nd, 2023, beginning at 8 a.m. Further, Lions Club agreed not to be in the Main and Division intersection on Friday, December 1st from 2:30 to 3:30. And further, Lions agreed to sign a liability waiver.
Support.
Motion made and supported. Any discussion on this item? Hope they have good weather. All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. Item number 4 is consideration of board resignation, Board of Zoning Appeals. Mr. City Manager?
Council is being requested to consider the resignation of Kevin Caperton from the Board of Zoning Appeals. He is interested in your next item, taking a position on the Planning Commission. So prior to being appointed to that board, he would need to resign from the Board of Zoning Appeals.
Thank you. Is there a motion?
I make a motion to accept the resignation of Kevin Caperton from the Board of Zoning Appeals.
Support.
Motion made and supported. Any discussion on this item? Appreciate his time on the ZBA, but he's going to step up to the next level here as far as time involved, and he is looking forward to that. Michael, he's been a good member of your board.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah, I hated to pull him from your board because he works so well with all the people you have on your board now. And but I felt it was with the opening that we had on Planning Commission that it was he'd be a good fit on Planning Commission too. So I'm sorry about that.
Oh, that's okay. I agree. It's a great step for him to go, and really appreciate the years that he's had on the BZA.
Okay. Anything else? All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. We move on to item number 5, consideration of board appointments. The first one being Cable TV Committee. Mr. City Manager?
Council is scheduled to consider making appointments to the Cable Commission, Board of Zoning Appeals, Tax Increment Finance Authority, and the Planning Commission. Recently, I believe the mayor had been looking at our board and commission list and looking at the vacancies and reaching out to some people that had expressed interest in helping out the community. So before you tonight is an application to the Cable from Lori Mish, application to the Board of Zoning Appeals from Jennifer Holly, to the Tax Increment Finance Authority from John Gillies II, and Planning Commission from Kevin Caperton, who just stepped down from the Board of Zoning Appeals.
John, I have one question. I know in the past we've done this, but I'm just wondering, you pointed out here, like Kevin, those planning commissions are for 3-year terms, so that would take him to 2026, but he's filling a vacancy. Do we have to leave it at 2024? I've never questioned this before. I'm sorry I'm bringing it up now, but
I think you could do what you want. We have certain numbers that are up in certain years. So
That's
by
true,
leaving
too.
it where it is, it keeps, like, you may have.
rotating,
Right.
not everybody at the same time.
Correct.
Okay.
Otherwise, you're going to have a whole bunch, like you just said, a whole bunch coming up on 1 year.
Yeah.
So as much as some of these people may be having to reapply in a year,
Yeah.
it's still probably helpful to keep them on that rotation
Rotation.
when they're filling a vacancy. the
Understood.
First time.
Very good. Okay. Do we have a motion for the TV committee?
I'll make a motion to appoint Lori Mish to the Cable TV Committee for a 3-year term with expiration date of June 30th, 2025.
Support.
Motion made and supported. Any discussion on this? She tells me she's an avid Channel 6 watcher. I said, well, I've got a job for you. We were talking about some football. She appreciated that we had Richmond football on there because her son's a senior and playing. She can rewatch the game and hear the play-by-play. So I said, well, let's get you on the cable commission here. And she really thought that'd be great. So. Anyhow, any other discussion? All in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? We thank Lori. We also have appointment for the Board of Zoning Appeals this evening. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion to appoint Jennifer Holly to the Board of Zoning Appeals, 3-year term with the expiration date December 31st, 2025.
Support.
Must have been made and supported. Another one that had talked to me about getting involved in the community. Been here for a number of years and would like to get involved. And I said, well, we've got an opening for you on the Zoning Board of Appeals because Kevin's going to be moving on to the Planning Commission. And she liked the idea. She has many, many years of customer service and banking and has volunteered for a number of years in the community. In different spots. And talking to her over the last few years that I've known her, I think she'd be a great addition to the BZA, and I think she'll enhance your Board of Zoning Appeals, Mike. So, is there any other discussion? Being not, all in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. The TIFA Board, we need a motion for the TIFA Board to confirm my appointment to John Gillies II. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to confirm the mayor's appointment of John Gillies II to the Tax Increment Finance Authority, TIFA, for a 4-year term with the expiration date of June 30th, 2027.
Support.
What's been made and supported? Any discussion on that? We tried a number of years ago to get John involved in some more. He's been a fireman for a number of years in Richmond, and he got a promotion at his job, and he couldn't do it. And Rob mentioned something to me about he's back on days, and I said, well, let's go after him one more time. So I cornered his wife, who sits on one of our boards, and she goes, oh, he would love to do that. So he did. Then the very next morning, he submitted his application to City Hall. So I think he'll be a great fit there also on the TIFA board. That's very important for that board to work very close together. Any other discussion on that? Being not, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. Also, I'd like you to confirm the appointment of Kevin Caperton to the Planning Commission, as we have previously discussed here. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to confirm the mayor's appointment of Kevin Caperton to the Planning Commission for a 3-year term with an expiration date of June 30th, 2024.
Support.
Motion been made and supported. Any discussion on that? Being not, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
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 Against? Motion does pass. Thank all those people for filling those spots. I still have 2 spots on the EDC that we'd like to fill, and I'm running out of people. I've been here too many years now, making appointments, I guess. But we still do have 2 openings on the EDC. They meet once a month and discuss items, such items as what's going on downtown. Some of them sit on a committee within the board to look at potential, what do I want to say, John, monies going to our facade improvements and improvements basically to our businesses in the TIFA district. Within the TIFA district. They do a number of things, but they meet once a month. And what night is that, John? Is that a?
They just moved back. It's currently the third Wednesday, but they're moving in 2024. They're moving back to the third Thursday.
Third Thursday. Okay.
Yep. So, yep. And they also help the city plan. They provide input into like the tree lighting, different committees like that. And, are helpful in kind of connecting to the business community. They helped us when we were interviewing chambers of commerce, that sort of stuff. Yep.
Yeah. So 2 more people. If anybody's interested, please come to City Hall and fill out an application. It'll be in front of the City Council before you know it. Item number 6. Consideration of special event activity request, Across the Road banner, Richmond Wrestling. Mr. City Manager?
Council is scheduled to consider an Across the Road banner request from the Richmond Wrestling Association for a banner for their registration. This is the 3rd year for the wrestling banner. They'd like to hang the banner Monday, October 30th through Tuesday, November 14th.
Thank you. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the Across the Road banner request from the Richmond Wrestling Alumni Association, RWAA, for the banner to be placed over Main Street from Monday, October 30th, 2023 through Tuesday, November 14th, 2023.
Support.
Motion been made and supported. Is there any discussion on this? Being not, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. That takes us to miscellaneous matters from the City Manager, sir.
The straw bales and corn stalks went out, so I know a lot of businesses, organizations, and families are going to start decorating those. I know we'll be putting together some photos of those to go up both online and out to some of the boards that vote on the best scarecrows. Just a reminder, I will be traveling to my nephew's wedding a little later this week, so I'll be out Thursday, Friday, and then Monday. I'll actually be back in Richmond on Sunday night, but I'll be off for 3 days starting Thursday. And then for those traveling through Richmond, especially in the morning, if you're going past the Main and Division or Division and Grove intersections with school traffic, I know it's sometimes a lot of traffic, but please be patient. Follow the directions of our crossing guards. We are out there with our police department and doing some enforcement out there, so please be careful.
And as city manager has informed us, there's been some very close calls by some very careless drivers.
Yes.
And that's why our police department is on overtime, and we're not going to mess around anymore.
Correct.
It's just totally unnecessary and horrible what is happening, especially at the Grove there. It's such a tight fit through there anyhow, and the people turning, and it just in and coming out, and traveling east and west. It's a mess in there, especially with what we got going on with the contractor for the Edison poles. That hasn't helped matters, but they're not even on the road at 7:30 in the morning. It's the drivers, and as the city manager has said, patience is needed, but we find that all wherever we go anymore. The rude driving, the inconsideration of so many drivers now, and it's gotten so bad down there, we've almost had people hit, and it can't happen. So there is an enforcement that the city manager has authorized through his police chief to make sure that we start tagging some of these people that are so careless through there. Don't want to hit anybody. We can't have that. I was happy to see that. I'm sure council was happy to see the fact that we are being proactive at this point, and it's a handful of people that are causing the problems, it seems like, and we need to stop that. So anyhow, thank you, John. Council comments? Mike?
Yeah, just last week I had the opportunity to go with our city manager to the Northern Macomb Chamber of Commerce community update, which had all the communities that are in the North End that are part of the chamber talk about what's going on, and John did a great job of representing Richmond and telling what's going on. It was kind of good to see the enthusiasm of the chamber to have Richmond community and hopefully more business owners signing up. So I think then it looks like they're doing a lot of things to try to spawn that and get things going. So that was a real good event.
Great.
Also with this week, as you remember, I'll be a delegate for the MML, Michigan Municipal League annual convention. So I'll do that, and I'm also on the Elected Official Academy Board of Directors, so we have some activities going on there too.
Good.
So thanks for the council for sending me there. I'll do my best.
Yeah, great. Would you do me a favor? Would you check in and see if they actually have videos for training?
Sure.
Because we've got the books, but it seems as though I saw somewhere along the line, I can't find it, that they actually have videos also for training purposes.
Okay.
Just to see if we could do something like that.
Okay.
Dennis?
Nothing tonight.
Okay. Jim?
Just thank Pastor Egley for everything you've done. It's been my pleasure knowing you over the, we're not going to say how long. and good luck on your new adventure.
Nothing tonight, thank you.
None?
Nothing.
Nothing more.
Okay. And I'll add to Councilman Schultz's thank you. Thank you to your wife for putting up with you all these years and supporting you throughout this time. Again, it's we're sad to see this, but again, it's a new step for you on whatever path God's got for you. So, good luck. Amazingly, we don't have a lot of advertisement here from Parks and Rec and the library, but the library does have a book sale. It starts, they're having a preview night this Wednesday, the 18th, from 5 to 7 over at the library. And then they have the book sale starting at 9 o'clock till 5 o'clock each day, Thursday and Friday the 20th. And then they have the bag day on the 21st. That is from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., and that is where you can, as many books as you can fit in a bag. It's a one-price thing. We have a TIFA meeting scheduled for the 25th, right here at City Hall at 7 o'clock. We then have trick-or-treating, which will be on the 31st, on Halloween itself. That is a Tuesday, and that will run in the city of Richmond, as it always has, from 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock. I'm assuming we're still blowing the sirens for the start and the end. Come up and see what's going on at the fire department on the north end of town, right on Main Street, where there will be a lot of people doing the what do they call it? No tricks, only treats up there. There'll be roughly 15 to 20
Yes.
different businesses and organizations handing out at the fire department this year. Also a candy check, I'm assuming, with the police department. That would take us through to our next regular meeting, which will be on November 6th at 7 o'clock right here at City Hall. Don't forget the elections are on Tuesday the 7th. It's for 3 council people. And that city council election will open at 7 a.m. till 8 p.m. And we do have we do not have early voting. Early voting starts in the spring, in the
February.
February?
The February
For the
primary.
Okay.
For local elections, we don't have early voting. There is,
It's, early voting begins next year for state and federal elections.
State and federal.
only. For-
Okay.
Yes.
That makes sense because we don't want to have extra expense that we control, so only the state and the,
Correct. Thank you.
okay. And that's it. Don't forget to change your smoke detector batteries on Sunday, November 5th, when we have daylight savings time. Is there any other business of the city council this evening? Being not, all in favor of the motion, we need a motion.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Support.
All in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. Thanks for being with us.